My name is Mellanie Fraser. I guess the best way, I have many roles. So let's start with, I work for Fort McMurray Public School Division. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the supervisor of mental health through the Fort McMurray Public School Division. But I'm also on the board of directors of Some Other Solutions, which is an agency for mental health and crisis prevention, as well as I have a private practice in the community, Mellanie Fraser Counseling Services. In my role as supervisor of mental health for Fort McMurray Public School Division, I do oversee 21 counselors who work with youth in our community, children and youth. So all of the complex needs that happen in our community, I do work with the counselors as well as the families and the children. Another thing I do on the board of directors of Some Other Solutions is I do a lot of volunteer work with working with groups to understand different things. I do workshops on stress and anxiety, working with parents, work that have youth, children in their home. I also do podcasts. So my podcasts are actually on our community cable network as well. And I do podcasts with colleagues in our community about all different topics that parents and youth tell us about. So we sent out surveys to say, what kind of topics would you like us to discuss in our podcast? And we make different ones depending on what they want. And then I also serve on lots of committees as well, violence protection and working with therapists in the community to understand the latest events, latest issues that we need to deal with in the community. So yeah, like I said, my life is full. I do a lot of networking as well on SOGI 123. I'm the lead in Fort McMurray. So that's sexual orientation, gender identity. And that is work with our vulnerable population, 2S LGBTQ plus population. And of course, my private practice. Some Other Solutions, that work is very near and dear to my heart because I work with the youth mentors and I support them. They come into our schools and I make sure that they have what they need to do such complex work with our children and youth in our schools. And then they come to me and I give them some clinical supervision, or I may just give them some support and talk about topics that are really important for them to understand about mental health so that they can do their job better. I want to hone in on the fact of all the trauma that Fort McMurray has gone through over the years. I feel this community has been touched by mental health, by trauma so much. And I just want to do whatever I can to support that. For mental health, in order to move forward in our community, in our country, in the world, we need to have an understanding, yes. But what I hope to see is that there are more initiatives like the one you are doing right now. CMHA is a huge advocate and they do so much to help support mental health. But we need to remove the stigma. And I know a lot of people talk about that, removing the stigma. But what it takes is talking about it in your everyday life. It's making it normal and typical and talking about anxiety and depression, much like you talk about you broke your arm. Or frankly, I wish our physicians were more trained in mental health so they knew how to treat it more. I'm not asking them to be masters or PhDs or PsychDs in mental health, but if they had a better understanding, we wouldn't have so many youth, children, families fall through the system because of their complex mental needs, because a lot of people don't go any further than their physician. So that would be my hope, is that it became a part of a physician's duty to understand mental health more so that they could support the community as well. I've never done this work for the accolades. I've done it for how it fills me up and makes me feel happy and full and whole. And so this award kind of came out of left field for me. So I didn't even know about it. And it is an honor to receive it. And I hope that I could be a part of spreading more education about mental health and promoting it. And if there's even a little bit I could do to spread that light, then to me it's mission accomplished. I'm so grateful.